Savannah from Black Witch Coven. Today I'll be answering a couple of the questions that you have written in to ask me. This series of questions will be more about the demon side of things, and I do have a couple of questions from some of you who are solitary practitioners. I might say that actually for a separate video. I'll try and keep these videos around the 10-minute mark to keep it tight for you. All right, so let's just get straight into it. Now, I've included a couple of these little emails that I normally wouldn't answer because I know for some of you, especially our younger audience, you're very, very interested in this type of question. And for example, Sammy asks, is it possible to sacrifice a body to a powerful demon and have them possess it? So I'm just assuming that you want the demon to possess your body as a sacrifice so you can get some level of benefit, right? Like riches or fame or something else like that, I'm guessing. I'm not guessing that you want to sacrifice another person's human body to a demon for a benefit, because we're not living in, for example, Hawaii, where the old custom was, and it was almost like a ritual of human sacrifice to ensure one of the gods wouldn't be angry and so forth, right? Unless you're living somewhere that's possible. And I'm not addressing that question if it is. But to answer your question, Sammy, you don't have to sacrifice your body. That isn't required. Think about that word sacrifice, what it means to you and what you're actually referring to. But you don't have to give a higher level entity that really is here to help you in your life with wisdom and guidance, doesn't want you to harm yourself or ruin your ability to have your human experience. They're here to help enhance your human experience. What you will attract with that level of offering is a lower level entity, one that is there to probably siphon your energy, possess you, and just use you. And that sounds really cute and cool if you're into fetishes and you're of a certain age, but believe me, you'll get over that really fast, and you'll be emailing us or booking in for a different type of consultation trying to have this entity removed. It's never a great idea, and it's certainly not necessary to have success in magic. Okay? Second question. Hello, I was wondering, I have been using salt instead of sand when I burn incense, and my question is, I have heard that the demons don't like salt. Or is that just an Abrahamic invention? I want to do everything right when I work with the demons. Okay. Well, I only use salt. I never use salt in a demonic ritual at all. If you made a mistake, sometimes, for example, say you had like a little incense burn or something like that, or you wanted to burn stick incense and you wanted to create something to stick the stick incense in, and you only had salt, and so you poured a little bit of salt and you stuck your stick incense in there just to hold it up straight. Is that so bad? Well, it's not the best, but it's not going to destroy a really strong ritual that you're doing. Hello, I was wondering, I have been using salt instead of sand when I burn incense, and my question is, I have heard that demons don't like salt, or is that just an Abrahamic invention? I want to do everything right when I work with the demons. So no, you don't use salt. The only reason you'd ever use salt if you were trying to block something that you don't want. And I suppose you could argue that I don't want negative demons in my space, and that comes into the whole debate between positive and negative and good and bad and so on and so forth. There's no need for you to use salt in your demonic work. It's not desirable. The offerings that our demons like are something that's a little bit different. And they're all well listed in the books on the Black Witch Coven website. But for example, you're using salt Oh, you're saying instead of sand. Is that for an earth element, I'm wondering? Maybe on an altar? I don't really know what you mean by that. I mean, I suppose if that was the case, using salt, if it was a very strong ritual, you're not going to destroy your ritual. It's, it's not going to destroy the ritual. It depends on the purpose you were using that salt for. But generally, no. Like, I wouldn't cast a circle and use salt instead of sand, because we're not trying to block out the negative things. We're going to do, if you're doing banishing rituals or something like that, that's really you're aiming to do. But it's not desirable to use salt, basically. I mean, if I'm using salt, I'll use salt water bowls. I'll put them in the corner of a house sometimes to absorb negative energies or frequencies that aren't I'm going to use for my purposes. If that makes sense. But otherwise, just chalk it up to experience and don't do it again. Bridget asks, I've ordered a few candles from you before, but I have a specific question about how exactly they work spirit-wise. I currently need 2 to 3 things done that are currently denied to me by my own guardian angel. So my question is, are the candle petitions picked up by Savannah's own guardian angel spirits who frequently assist her? B, the guardian angels and spirits who frequently visit the querent? Or C, third-party neutral spirits who are not afflicted with either Savannah or the querent? You might need to, she sent that basically through to us as a general candle magic question. So to answer your question, it's really all of the above. Of course, I work within my own network of spirits, and everything I do is work through the power of Lucifer. And when I'm not working through Lucifer, I call to the higher source of universal energy, because I believe out there's a whole universe of magic and dark matter and energy that we're drawing to lend the frequency to the energy that's moving through everything. And then of course we've got the spirits of the person who's ordered the work or who's doing the work. Oh, and then we've got the target's spirits. And then it goes through, I think, and I don't have all the answers for this, but of course it depends on so many different factors as to whether this candle is going to be successful. I think when people actually do the candle work through Black Witch Coven, they're quite surprised, because if I'm giving an answer, this isn't, when I'm doing a candle, it's not like it's a spell. It's a spiritual request or a spiritual petition out there involving all of those people that you just asked about. So when the answer comes back, sure, I can reiterate what the petition is and maybe add some different oils or pray on the candle. But essentially, for example, if the target comes back and they're fully protected, or they reverse it over to you if it's a doom work, the candle can come back completely blocked, or maybe the petition is allowed. Even if it's a doom candle, maybe the petition is allowed and the spirits all feel like it's warranted, and it ends up being very successful. There's a lot to this matter, and anything with spirituality, there is no one answer, not one and done. Bridget, I know with your candles, things were denied to you. And that means that you need to have a reading. You have to do divination work to find out what that specifically is. This is why it's candle work, or the setting of lights. You have to set many different lights and work through these challenges if you're working towards a result. The best thing with the candle magic is that it's super affordable, other than the spell. But when people are surprised when I give an answer and I'm just going to say, yes, it's blocked, you need to either do it again, get a reading, or try something else if it's completely blocked. Sometimes Spirit's saying this isn't strong enough for what you're asking for. Sometimes, like a client today, she's put in the petition, she's on one candle, she's really created a new way for her target to be hexed. And won't mention any names, but on this one petition, this guy has been now busted by the cops for some illegal activities that he's been doing, that he thought he had been getting away with for years. I can't influence it. I can put influence onto it, but ultimately it's all those different types of spirits that are going to influence the effect of the candle and the success of what you want in the petition. Okay, lastly, we have a question about a demonic pact offering. It says, hi, I've watched many of your videos on pact offerings. I have performed a pact to Clauneck and was wondering what is the best offering to make this demon happy. So Clauneck is one of those super interesting demons that will make you work a little harder to understand how to give him a unique offering. So in all the years that I've been doing demonic pacts and working with all these different demons, Clauneck is one that will give me a suggestion to offer to the client, and we'll say after this point the client will have to work out how I'm going to communicate with them, because he will make you do something that's very special and very unique to your relationship. Now, some of our clients have posted on Black Witch Coven some of their stories and offerings. And so, for example, there was one, the lady with the cheese shop. She openly shared, or maybe I shared for her on her behalf, I'm not sure. But Clauneck had her paint a picture from scratch. She's not a painter, but he actually told her how he wants to be profiled, what colors, what's in the background, and so on. I didn't tell her that. She developed her own relationship with the demon to find this out. In other situations, Clauneck has made, for example, a Jewish client go and buy a pork chop and give offerings of pork chops. That was very unique. That wasn't through me. In other, a lady's just told me in her relationship, and she's quite fresh, Clauneck's made her go out and pick small red flowers. She said in New Zealand these are actually like little red weeds, but he was very specific. He wanted an offering of these 5 little red flowers, and so on and so on. I didn't tell the client. So if on our website we will write the basics, the bare minimum basics based on what a lot of other people are saying. But if you really want a deep relationship and a long-term relationship with the demon, because you have made a pact with him, this is a lifetime. For most pacts, they're basically lifelong working relationships. And so you want your own specific and unique relationship. And believe me, that won't be wrong. So if it's frustrating, and I can see it's a concern, you wrote in about it, all I'm going to say is try and open up that skill. Do a little bit of divination, maybe scrying, maybe a pendulum if you can't hear or see. But just work at that. The demon will actually appreciate the effort you're putting in to open up this skill. It's not an instant relationship. If they know you're actually putting effort into working towards your goal, they'll work alongside you. Okay, so just remember that. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope this has helped you guys, and I will be back to answer a few more questions real soon. Bye for now.